Okay, I'm going to review a game while I smoke this. Forza 5 for the Xbox One. Forza Motorsport 5 for the Xbox One. I just picked this up today for like $60 plus tax. It's pretty much any other racing game, except there's a few things that annoy me. I'd say the most annoying thing is that when you drive in the grass off of the track, you come to almost a complete stop instead of slowing down, which is completely unrealistic because the vibe of this game is supposed to be kind of like a realistic vibe. All the cars are real, all the tracks are real. There's no turbo boost or anything like that. And another thing is, I've never seen this in a game before, a racing game. But you can rewind. If you, let's say you crash or someone passes you or you lose control of your car, you can rewind the gameplay, which to me is like cheating completely. I found myself doing it a lot, but it doesn't really feel like I really won the race after doing that. The only thing it penalizes you in is credits for unlocking things, and it barely does that. I started off in the... when I play a game, I don't automatically put it into easy mode. I just play whatever mode they give me, which is usually like normal. I did notice that this game just started me off in easy mode. And it kind of makes me feel like maybe the programmers like played this game or they had someone test it and it was just like you lost control of your car so much that they decided to put in this rewind feature, and it kind of masks a lot of design errors in the game. Graphically, it looks probably the best out of any game on the Xbox One, which doesn't look as good as the worst graphics on PS4, to be completely honest with you. I mean, the PS4 has a noticeably better graphics. It's almost like comparing the Super Nintendo to the TurboGrafx 16. It has great sound of the engine roaring. And I really picked up this game because of it's the only game on the Xbox One that I know of that uses the impulse triggers. And if you don't know what the impulse triggers are, they are basically rumble packs in the triggers. And this controller turns into like a giant vibrator from this game. And it's pretty much the closest thing I've felt to the real roar of an engine as far as the rumble goes, which is cool. I do give it credit for that. The vibe of the game is kind of weird. A very European vibe. Very sterile and no hype at all. Almost like it almost feels like an educational game from the 90s on CD-ROM or something like that, with the voiceovers and all of the artwork. But it kind of gives me a weird feeling playing it. Almost like the game Endless Ocean from the early 90s. It takes forever to load, which is really annoying. And when you pick a circuit, it will go through this whole narration with a British man from, I believe, the show Top Gear, where it's kind of like a tech demo showing off the car and stuff like that, but overall it just is a big waste of time and you can't skip through any of that stuff. It gets really repetitive for a while. It shows the same animation every time you win, and it gives you a path on which your car should go, which is the best path, and it just kind of, it lays it all out for you too much. And I do like games that you can cheat and put in cheat codes and use the Game Genie, but I almost feel like like I said before, it's putting these things in to hide and mask design flaws that would make the game not flow otherwise, because you'd just be constantly crashing and you'd never get anywhere in the game. When you turn corners, it's almost like the gameplay slows down as well. When you turn a really sharp corner, I don't feel like I'm just like blasting past things in this game like I would in maybe like a Ridge Racer or something like that. The drifting, it's not a game about drifting, it's about tapping. When you turn, instead of like letting go to drift and then going back, you gotta tap this hand right here, or otherwise it's not gonna work. The controls are kind of flawed. I guess it's when it's trying to do the whole simulation thing, but for everything that the simulation is giving, it takes away something too that's unrealistic. Like, it'll do something realistic, then it'll have something like driving in sand and slowing you down to 0 miles per hour in a couple of seconds. That just takes away from the realism. So it's kind of this half real, half fake world where the fake part of the world is design flaws. I'd have to rate this game, honestly, putting everything into consideration that it is a launch game. And like I said, the best graphics I've seen on Xbox One. And it is fun. I played it for a while, and once I got a hang of it, I was getting like first or second place every time. I might have to take it off of easy mode. I've only played it for today. I raced in a VW Golf, so as well, you know, that's to be taken into consideration, that I didn't try out every car. It puts you in the car on the cover at the beginning of the game, but you can pick any car you want, and then you have to buy cars with the credit system to be in certain circuits. And that's the last thing I'll say about this game that's really annoying, is that the circuits, or the series of races or whatever, you know, like in Mario, the Mushroom Cup, or whatever you want to, the series of races are too many races. Like, you can't sit down and burn through a circuit and then go get something out of the fridge or something like that. We're talking like at least 10 different races, and they're all real tracks, but it repeats the same tracks a lot. It makes it try to seem like it's this really big game, but it's just everything's kind of spread out, almost like turning in a paper that's 10 pages, but it's in double space and big font, so it ends up being like 5 pages. It does feel somewhat incomplete, but I'd still give this game a B-, because I'm not going to say it's going to go down in history as the greatest racing game, anything like that, but at least it is a racing game that's out right now on the Xbox One. It's better than, I'm assuming, the Need for Speed game on PS3 or PS4. I don't want to play a game where you're a cop. Oh, sorry, it doesn't interest me. Yeah, I picked it up today, and I felt it necessary to let everyone know, because if you're wondering what the impulse triggers are, it just makes this vibrate, and this vibrates too, and then this vibrates just a little bit. So it's not really that big of a deal. Hope you guys had a happy New Year's, and I'll be back.